Okay, so I'm here at the house, and if you take the bus from the station, you're going to arrive over there. It says Kulasväg, and the Jeep here is going to be removed, and the water scooter is going to be removed. I'm going to take my time here because I have not really prepared exactly what I'm going to say, so I'm sort of rambling a little bit, so I'm going to make a few cuts as well. So you have a little patio over there. A few things are going on right now, and some work is being done and will be finished before you move in, or at least have progressed a lot. So here you have where you take the garbage, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but let's just keep walking, and I'm gonna give myself some time to think, because I need to really remember what to say. For example, here you have a barbecue, but you cannot light a fire there if it's a really bad fire hazard, and it's your responsibility to look up on the web page of the municipality to see if you are allowed to actually light a fire and have a barbecue. Because if it has been really dry in Sweden, you're not really allowed to make a fire, and that can be locally, so that's within Växjö municipality, the web page, you can look that up. So, and obviously, you know, if it's really dry, you realize that you might set off a forest fire, and that's a bad thing. So just keep that in mind. And here's your friendly little cat. So let's say hello to him. No cats or dogs or anything like that is really allowed in the building, because obviously people might have they might have issues with that. They might have, like, what do you call it, allergic reactions. So it's about that. And yeah, you know, so as you can see here, some work is being done here at the end. This will say within the next few weeks that's going to be completed, with a wall is going to continue, and that light there is going to get turned on once you approach the building from the other corner. This thing here is for bottles with a deposit only. So this is not for garbage, this is for bottles with deposit, and then whoever who wants to do the work bring that to the shop to get some money, and I will put a big plastic bag in that thing as well. Well, here you go. Well, this is a very friendly cat, so if you ever see him, he's going to be happy if you give him a treat. And I'm sure you will see him. This door, yeah, it's locked. Usually when people are here, this door doesn't really lock. Well, it locks if you want it to, but if you just let it go, it's not gonna lock. See what I did here? I turned it left and I can open it. It can be a little bit tricky, and then you can push on the door with your leg or whatever, and then it's gonna open. So it takes a little tricky, but it's not a problem. So if I let it close like that, close it itself, and now it's still open, and that's usually pretty good, because people are, you know, there's always someone home most of the time, so it's not, you don't have to lock it until you know that you're going to leave it, it's going to be empty. And in here some cleaning is going on, and a little bit of painting, a little bit of renovation. Within the next few days people are going to move in, so, well, there are a few things I'm working on still. This is a very nice couch, if I can say it myself. Actually, this couch, this couch is between 37,000 and 67,000 Swedish crowns, depending on the skin, or leather, I mean. So, and I'm not sure which version this is, but obviously I didn't pay that for it, but it's still a nice couch. And so what else? Kitchen. Here you you pick a shelf. There are 8 shelves here. In here are things that people have left that are, you know, free for you to use. And I think I'm gonna put back these cupboards, what do you call it, the doors there to close that. Well, that's a cutting machine, and up here you have a egg boiler and a sandwich maker. Here is obviously one fridge, and you have that microwave toaster. You have one small fridge and another small fridge, and this is a freezer. When this freezer breaks, there is an emergency freezer in here, so you just plug that in and then you have an emergency freezer. But you don't do that unless the other one is broke, because once people run the dryer in there, over there, it gets really warm in here, so you can't really run a freezer here long term because it's going to kill the freezer. So it's just an emergency freezer. Okay, back to here are a few more things. Everything in these cupboards has been cleaned, and so there's a place for everything. And the idea is that you leave it the way you found it. Obviously, I mean, think about it this way: if you don't have time to clean and remove things after cooking, or remove things from this sort of common area, consider this as a lobby. If you don't have time for that, don't cook. You know what I mean? I mean, really, if you don't have time to clean after yourself in the kitchen where you're supposed to clean everything that you use and put it back where you took it, don't freaking cook. It's that simple. And you know, don't focus so much on the task itself that you need to clean after yourself. Focus on what kind of person do you want to be. Do you want to be a person that, well, put it simply, who's not able to clean after yourself? That's, you know, come on, people. I don't want to like spend my time and energy to chase people who do not clean after themselves. But yeah, if you can't do it, yeah, I'm gonna have to cancel your contract. It's just that easy. If you have stuff and you're in an emergency, you have to leave, bring the stuff to your room. You know, don't subject other people to you not being able to clean after yourself. So here you have, for the dishwasher, you have tablets there. Dishwasher tablet. You just put one tablet in there and then you run the machine. And the logic is that if you put trash in there, you should, since that thing is usually filled up once a day, you should, 7 people, you should take it out once a week at least. And here some people made a list of what people have done and have not done. So that's a good thing, good way to keep track of things. But if you haven't taken that out in a number of days, hey, maybe it's your turn. You know what I mean? And here's another thing I will show you. This is these bags for food waste. There's a mark there. You should never fill it up further than that. And once it's filled up, you need to like close the bag by holding it, and you put it there. And then you take it outside once it's filled up, and I'll show you later where to put it. And also, these bags you put in a new bag once you take it out. Once you throw them away, you need to close the bag. You need to make a knot on the bag, because otherwise the people who pick up the trash might not pick up the trash in the end. I mean, these people are really sensitive about their trash. And what else? Well, a simple thing. How do you clean after yourself? If you don't know what to do, then ask. You cook something here. You let it cool off a little bit. You spray here, and you find some paper that will be available, or just for, you know, obviously remove everything. If something is stuck, you use this. There's a blade there, and you scrape like this. This thing here, the fan, it should always be on the small one. When you cook, you turn it on a higher gear, and then it starts fanning out the fumes. But you turn it off there. That means that it's running a little bit, and that's where it's supposed to be. And what else? Yeah, fire blanket there. So if there is a fire, in case your eggs caught fire, you pull that thing, and you have a fire blanket that you can throw on the stove or anything else that's on fire. Here is a large fire extinguisher. I'm thinking about putting another one there, or a smaller one, because that one is huge, obviously. What else? What else? So this is a long, not so organized clip, but yeah, I'm recording it because otherwise I have to repeat myself every time someone moves in. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, these spices and salt, pepper, things that people left is there for everyone to use. And there's even some tea there that's free for you to use. And there are some games and stuff like that up there. Here you have these food boxes. I used to supply a good setup or a good amount of these boxes, but people took them away and took them to university and left them there, so I'm not doing that anymore. Again, if you don't like cleaning, make a big batch of food and put it in there are like these food bags you can buy. Put it in those bags and let them cool off before you put them in the freezer. Let them cool off before you put them in the freezer. Otherwise you're going to defrost everything in the freezer. And that way you save yourself time and issues in the kitchen. Because really, who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who cannot clean after him or herself? Come on. What else? So here's the washing room, laundry room. This thing there, if people are running in and out here with bags in their hands, they might somehow kick this thing here, or getting somehow interfere with this knob here. And if it turns that way, you're going to find that there's no hot water in the morning. So it should be exactly there, not more, not less. But if you somehow one morning do not have hot water, it means that someone was in a hurry in here and bumped into that thing. Here's a dehumidifier. It has been sort of set up, so please don't interfere with the settings. It's not on during the summer, it's on during the winter when the heat is turned on. The heat is not turned on during summer. And the washing hours here and the dryers, everything in here is 8 to 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening. After that, everything in here should be turned off, because there's a room on the other side of this, on this wall, and well, the whole house will be affected if you're spinning and running the machine late or early in the morning. If you want to change those hours, I mean, let's have a discussion about that. But until we have a discussion about that and we agree to, okay, we need to have other hours in this house, then you're expected to follow those common agreements, right? What else? So and also everything in here you can use. This mirror here, I'm quite sure it used to sit in the basement of the castle down at the Trummen, the lake near university. I bought it on auction, and I'm quite sure I've seen it there in the basement. That castle is not as old as it seems. It's from the 1920s or something, so it's not like from the 16th century or anything like that, but it's still kind of cool. So the rooms, they all look the same, but they are mirrored in terms of that might face one or the other direction. And you have two keys, one for your room and for that lock. That's the same key. And then you have one key for the front door of the building. So this key here, yeah, it opens that thing there, and it also opens this lock to your, yeah, and the other one goes to the front door. So here you can hang whatever, and there is a cable internet connection there, but most people use Wi-Fi. There's a laundry basket, and you can hang your clothes there. And like I showed you, you can put more things here. What else I was thinking about? I was going to say something. Oh yeah, these just to give an idea, these lights are actually classical lights. They came with the building when I bought the building, but you can look online, and these are like 3,000-4,000 Swedish crowns each. These are called the Boomling, and they're sort of like this classical retro, and these are real ones, originals. So be careful with things. That's what I'm trying to say. And also here, this is a typical Swedish window. You open it and then, oh my God, it won't open anymore. What am I gonna do? Well, especially in case of fire, and obviously you want to get out, there is a latch there. Let's see if I can make it show. Where am I? And if that latch is stuck, you have to like pull the window back a little bit, so it's no pressure on the latch, and you can lift it up, and then you can release the window. So you see there is a thingy there that goes there, and that stops you from opening the window. And now when there is no heat on during summer, you can vent however you want. You know, you can leave it like this. You know, consider that if you're gonna go somewhere else for a few days, you might not want to do that, because who knows, somebody might be able to open that from the outside, and if you have a computer here, you might lose it. So consider that. But once the heat is turned on during winter, because you have the radiator right down there, in the contract it says that you need to open completely. If you want to vent, you need to open completely. And the reason is because if you leave it like this, eight people leave it like this, and the door is open like that, you get a cross draft, and you have all these radiators trying to compensate, and it might be 20 degrees below outside, and I'm telling you, the electricity bill may be like 20,000 Swedish crowns easily, because people voted to shut down the nuclear power plants. So now we have the results of that. So what you're going to do when the heat has been turned on is the following. Yeah, there you go, by magic. Close the door. See, now it's closed, so now there's like no cross draft. Turn on the radiator. It's turned off right now because obviously there is no heat on them. It was turned off, but yeah, it's turned off. And then you open, not like this. Again, you open like this all the way. And why is that? Yeah, because if you open like this, you're not going to forget it. If you are sort of by the contract allowed to open just like this, one, you're going to forget closing your door, and you're going to forget turning off the heat radiator, and you're going to forget closing it. So you're going to sit here. I mean, 8 people, 2 of you people forget, it's going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of crowns. And we can change that, but you will not have the same rent. You have a very good rent. So, and the reason I mean, most people would appreciate having a low rent instead of just, you know, the freedom of just leaving windows open in the middle of the winter, because that's what's going to happen. I tried that, so it's not. I'm talking from experience here. What else? Let me think. Yeah, all these lights are working, so they should work when you move out as well. And everything in it here is cleaned and clean, so it should be clean when you move out. There was something more about the venting. Yeah, I mean, like with the washing hours, if you want some other solution, it's not like I'm trying to prevent someone from venting if you feel you have to vent. It's just about not leaving windows open in the middle of the winter. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I might show you another thing before I forget. So you turn on the TV by turning on that and that one. And what I want to show you is that button there. It will give you the program list. That's why I'm showing you that, so you can actually, yeah, that button there is kind of important. And what else? Well, no shoes beyond that point, for obvious reason. What else? Yeah. So this bathroom has been renovated, and I'm cleaning in here, so it's not very 100% clean right now. But you know, this is no issues in here. But let me tell you, so 2 weeks after I put in this what do you call it? Freaking handfat. Well, that's the faucet, and this is the, well, you know, to wash your hands. 2 weeks after, this is what happened. And because people had people over and people were drunk, and obviously someone had a beer bottle up there, and that thing, you know, slammed into the porcelain, and then yeah, nobody knew who did it, and obviously, you know, this is why you cannot have parties here. You can't invite your whole class. You can have a visitor, 1 or 2, for 1 to 2 nights, and you don't even have to ask me, as long as that works. If you want more people for longer, more people or for longer, you need to talk to me beforehand. If you don't, it doesn't work, you know. There are venues to rent downtown for parties. There are pubs on campus. You can rent your own apartment. I mean, the thing is that you're sharing this with people, and you have access to the common areas, but that doesn't mean that you can like bring other people in here. So really be considerate, and that's another thing, you know. People here, people that move in, they are in the same situation as you. So ask people if they wanna. If you're going down to the store to buy something, ask people if they want to come along. It's a good way to get to know people. So, and imagine yourself, it's nice to be asked if you want to come along. So treat everyone with respect, you know, and be social and friendly. One more thing about that is, like, after 22 in the evening, that's 10 in the evening, by law, within Växjö municipality, you are not allowed to disturb other people. Basically what I'm saying, after 22, you're not like, especially in the middle of the week when people are, you know, getting up in the morning, maybe have an exam or whatever, you don't talk loud on the phone, You don't scream, you don't shout, you act like a normal adult person. If you once and again are having like, a party with the people who stays here, and then you can invite one or two people, but again, you cannot invite like hordes of people. That's not going to happen. That would be shut down, and then you can't invite people. And it's really not that strange, because you don't rent a room, or you don't rent a hotel room or a hostel or a Zimmerfrei and then bring other people over there that are not staying there. And with that in mind, in the evening after 22, if everyone in here agree that you're going to have some sort of a party, and that's one thing. But then after 22, if there is noise, keep the windows closed, because the people across the street are extremely sensitive. I'm telling you, they complained when I put down the stones, all these stones here towards the street. I was thumping the ground with these stones, and people came and complained because I was thumping the stones after 22. And once they complain, all eyes are on you. You know what I mean? Once they once they have found something to complain about, they're going to hear that noise all the time. So think about it. I mean, keep the windows closed, keep that door closed if you're playing music in here, because I mean, at one level you should not be loud after 22. If you somehow is loud after 22 now and again, at least do not disturb the neighbors across the street. I mean, that's again, within Växjö municipality, after 22 you're not supposed to be loud at all. What else? Yeah, I can show you unrenovated bathroom. So you can actually argue that unrenovated bathroom is, I don't know, I sort of prefer those bathrooms in a way, because I'm going to do a little bit of painting on these fittings here. But because here this is a walk-in shower, right? It's like much, for me it's nicer than one of those cabins that you step into, shower cabins. What do you call the shower cabins? Yeah. You can complain about these and find things to complain about, but number one, they are clean when you move in, and if you can keep them clean, and you should, because in the contract you clean every second week, meaning that two people are sharing a bathroom, this bathroom gets cleaned every week, right? So it shouldn't be a problem. But this is what they look like, and there's no real problems actually. What else? Yeah, there would be something on the wall here. I'm not sure what to do on that wall. And if you have ideas and suggestions, please bring them up, and maybe I can sort of fulfill them. If you think that something is missing in the kitchen, or have any ideas, let me know, and maybe I can make it happen. I think that's most of what I had to say. I mean, this is at least much better than pictures. So, is there anything else I need to say or should say? Oh, there are umbrellas that you can use. Yeah, and I'm making sure that there is cleaning liquids and paper and anything there, not for your laundry. Laundry, you get your own laundry powder or liquid, but for cleaning the bathrooms and the house, I provide all that. And there is a small emergency first aid kit there, And here is, you know, paper, pencils, things like that people have left. And again, I'm cleaning a little bit here, so I'm not quite done yet. What else should I say? Yes, one more thing. Two more things actually. This is for your hands. This is for dishes. Do not wipe your hands on this. And once they are dirty, there are fresh ones in the laundry room, and then obviously they need to be collected and washed. This is for things to be, well, not recycled, but sorted at least. So you have metal and tins, cabinet glass, etc. And you put them in there. And don't put sticky crap down there, because it's obviously going to be sticky and smell. But in the end, it's going to go outside and be placed in the correct section in the garbage cans. And I will go there and just make a quick translation of what it says. Yeah. And of course, I mean, most of you people, you understand and know everything I've talked to already. But for example, once you cook something, you have a hot, you know, plate or whatever. That's what you put underneath the underneath whatever is hot before you put it on the table, right? Because otherwise you're going to burn the whole table. I know that you know this, 99% of people, but the one guy or girl who doesn't know it will sort of trash the table. Not by being spiteful, but just not really realizing what he or her is doing. What else? Yeah. So I'll go out and just have a quick look in the bins there. So I probably forgot something, but well, obviously this room here and this room here shared this bathroom, right? So two people share each bathroom, and like I said before, like I wrote in my general description, is that I try to match 2 males, 2 females. So females share a bathroom and males share a bathroom. And I try to have 4 males and 4 females. And there is a very sensitive new system here for the power. If you somehow are in a hurry and you get water on this boiler here, you get water down there. So I mean, calm down and don't rush things. If you get water there, you're gonna cut the power to the whole building, because there's a ground safety system that will shut down the power instead of you getting electrocuted. And if that happens, the main switch, I think it's that one. That one is going to be switched, and then there's no power. And don't really touch this, because there might be work being done somewhere in the building. So, you know, don't touch this, because you can actually kill someone. And in general, please understand that you're not at the university anymore. I mean, at the university you can break, you know, share and nobody cares. Here it's like it matters, because someone is paying for it. Obviously someone is paying for it always, but you know what I mean, you might not be very careful with things at the university or at the university pub, but you're not there anymore. Break those shares here that someone did. Each of those shares are like 2,000, 3,000 Swedish crowns, between 2,500 and 3,000 Swedish crowns. And somebody broke one of those shares because he was doing some kind of stunt. You know, it's really, really unnecessary. I mean, someone is going to end up paying for it, and it might be you. So please feel at home. But by saying that, I mean feel at home in that sense that behave like you do at home. Don't behave like you're on campus or at the student pub, because you're not. And you cannot behave like you're 14 and this is the first time that you are able to sort of behave without your parents watching, because you know it's not gonna, it's no good. And You know, another thing is that people might be using paint, like, you know, coloring their hair. I mean, be really careful with that, especially with plastic carpets in the bathroom, because you might destroy the whole bathroom basically if you drop paint on the floor. What else? I had something on my mind I was going to say. Yeah, don't put up a tape. You don't drill any holes. It's in the contract, you cannot drill any holes in any walls. Don't put up tape, and because it gets sticky and someone has to come there after you and remove it with paint thinner. You know what I mean? You don't put up stickers, because they leave marks and it's going to be a hell, or they might even remove the paint when you're trying to remove them. Please don't put like your dirty feet on the white walls. You know, again, please behave. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a whiny dude here, but you know, I'm just from experience, I'm just saying things that you already know, but one person out of 100 might not know, and that's going to cause a lot of issues. Yeah, I might sweep the floors in here now and then. I know that, I mean, I'm not in here. I know that as a student and a tenant, you don't want your landlord snooping around, so that's not any intention to do that. But on the other hand, if people let it go and nobody cares about cleaning, sweeping the floor takes not so long, and I can show you about that. So this thing here, and I'm about to clean this thing here, and then you simply either wet this thing or spray the floor without spraying on the walls, and you sweep the whole freaking you sweep the whole freaking corridor in like minutes. And once you've done that, you know, it's like so much dust has been removed, and it will really help to you know, keep the whole place a lot fresher by just sweeping the floors like once a week. So I might do that if you don't decide that you want to do it yourselves. Professional thing. Here you have 7 shelves, not 8, so you don't have your own shelf, but you know, this should be enough room. If not, let me know and we need to find another solution. If something breaks, if you see that you're running out of something, please let me know, because a few years back some people had their shower head break in the shower, and then like after a few weeks, or like months even, they were like, oh, when are you going to fix that? And nobody had told me about it being broken. So obviously I'm not watching what's going on in your bathrooms. So you need to let me know if things break, and then I can fix it. So here you have lights, batteries, lights, plastic containers, paper containers, metal, non-colored glass, that is transparent clear glass, and the rest, which basically you see that bag is tied up, newspapers, colored glass, and food waste. Food waste is again the paper bag that you do not fill up more than you can actually close the bag, and this is more of the stuff that you cannot sort, this whole thing here. Yep, so some work is being done and things are improving continuously. Up there, the idea was to film when the birds had babies, but so far no luck. If you want to access that, you can download an app and I'll give you the code. You can actually see what's going on in those 2 birds' nests. So far not much has been going on, sadly, but you know, you can't win them all. I'm gonna add some, my plan is to add some outdoor, nicer outdoor furniture here. You see in the end there, the idea is that it's going to be like a Japanese looking section with a Japanese, what do you call it? Can't remember the name of that plant. And the rooms are the same. The only thing that differs is, well, the floor can differ, and the, what do you call them? Not the blinds, but oops, yeah. I mean, in general, I say learn where things are and put them back, right? I mean, don't let things pile up until it looks like crazy, or it looks like somebody threw in a hand grenade in the kitchen. And one good rule of thought is that multiply your behavior with 8, because you're 8 people, or up to 8 people sharing. And if you do something, I mean, leave a glass or cup here, you know, okay, multiply that by 8, you know, it's not going to look nice. So really try to make an effort and be considerate to other people who pay the rent here, and, you know, treat everyone with respect and be friendly, and you'll get the same back, right? And think about it this way: if again, like I said before, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who cannot clean after themselves? And you don't. So, you know, focus less on the cleaning, focus on who you want to be, and as a result, do good. And one more thing. So imagine this bag here is full. You take it out and tie a knot, and then instead of taking it to the bin, you put it there. What's gonna happen? Well, the black and white birds are gonna tear the freaking bag apart and spread the content. There's no smoking inside, and you're not allowed to smoke, so that smoke enters the building. Okay, so there's a light there, and let's just imagine that it's broken, so you need to change that. How do you take this down? How do you access the light bulb? Well, do you like pull, or do you twist, or do you use a hammer or anything else crazy? No, you don't. You turn off the light like this first, and if you follow around here, you see there's a slot there, and then you use a key, put in that slot, or a coin, and then you can turn that coin, and then that thing comes down. That easy. Maybe you should cook one dinner together, or cook for everyone once a week, so you ship in and pay whatever, and then, you know, that's a good way of approaching it, if you ask me. This is your address. It's 2B. Yeah, 2B. So you go here and check your mail. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. At least right now the sky is blue, so yeah, I'll see you later, and give you the keys and say welcome to Sweden when you arrive. Until then, take it easy.